Let's go! How are you guys? I'm living right now. I am super happy and excited. I hope you all are too, because today should not have happened, but it did. And so, welcome to Kim and the Crease Hockey Podcast number 13. A lot of people say unlucky number 13, but for me, it's been a pretty good number freaking 13. So, there we go. I was at the game today, which is kind of weird with the podcast because usually with the game, I'm late to my podcasts. But as you know, it was a 1 o'clock game. How about them Buffalo Sabres? 4-0 today. I saw that. They are undefeated in regulation. Absolutely amazing. But hi guys. Welcome to the podcast. This is number 13. How about them Devils? We're going to get to them. But first is going to be your Snapple fact of the day, because you always got to read that Snapple fact of the day. It's going to be beavers have orange teeth. Now you know. Whew. So we're going to talk a little bit about today. We're going to talk a little bit about other teams around the league. Whew. So let's talk about today. And then let's get a little bit into the week, because that was something, guys. That was absolutely something. I can't believe today even occurred. It shouldn't have. We didn't deserve it. But it happened. Now, let's talk about my weekly predictions from last week. I said we would win 2 and lose 1. We ended up losing 2 and winning 1. My prediction was wrong against the Edmonton Oilers. I was right about the Florida Panthers. I didn't think it was going to be as close as it was, but now I have a little better taste of the Islanders' play and how we're doing as a team, and I'm definitely going to be changing some predictions around. But yeah, so I was a little bit wrong, and sadly, it was in the wrong direction. But we're going to be going into this next week, what I feel for going into this next Sunday. Obviously, as you guys know, we don't have that many games this next week. Our next game is going to be Thursday against the Winnipeg Jets again. And then our next game is going to be that Saturday versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. And then we don't play a game until that next Thursday. And then we don't play a game until that next Thursday. So this week, and 2 weeks, I should say, is going to be really weird for the team, as there's a lot of breaks in the schedule. We basically have these 4 games for like the next 2 weeks, which is really, really, I don't know what the hell. But if you look at the schedule, the Rangers only have like 3 games, and then another team like the Flyers only have 3 games, so they're getting their time back to get some points, and we're gonna be waiting a bit. So if we're gonna continue from that. For next Sunday, we have this game Thursday, and we have this game Saturday. We have obviously versus the Winnipeg Jets, and then we have versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. My weekly prediction is we will win both. I really think we will. The Winnipeg Jets have no goddamn defense. If we lose, it's going to be... we shouldn't lose, is my point. We shouldn't lose. And then versus the Blue Jackets, dear God help me, we should win. My prediction is 2 out of 2. And I hope I'm goddamn correct. But it should be a 2 out of 2. For this past week and performance-wise, I'm going to go a little bit more into today since it's fresh in my mind, and I sat through it for the past, 4 hours. The Islanders game. Let's get into this a bit. Obviously, we went against the previous Stanley Cup champs. No game is going to be easy versus the previous Stanley Cup champs. They're amazing. They're quick on the puck. They know their team inside and out, and they're cocky as hell. And they deserve to be. They deserve to be at every freaking second, because they're the returning champs. They won it again. They deserve to be cocky as all hell. They got their first Stanley Cup in 50 years. So, I give all the kudos to them. Going into it a little bit more, we shouldn't have won that game at all. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I resigned to the fact that we were going to lose halfway into the second. We can't play like that and expect to win. What's the problem? So a lot of the problem is obviously we don't have all the guys there tonight. We didn't have Jordan Eberle. We didn't have Casey Zizekas, which are two guys who I think are, epitomes of lines and really bring the fire. They were big losses to our team today. And so it's going to be really, really interesting. It was going to be a really interesting game without them. Obviously, we brought up Oliver Wahlstrom, which was exciting. Glad to see Wahlstrom getting a chance up in the show. And I thought Wahlstrom did a pretty fantastic game. I think Wahlstrom really brought it. He gave all of he could. He had an almost goal. And God, if he had just gone a little bit farther, it would have been a goal. But other than that, the team was just discombobulated, falling apart. There was only two defensemen who I feel were actually working their butts off. Those were Johnny Boychuk and Scott Mayfield. The entire game, those are the only two I felt were really putting in an effort. And then, other than that, the team was just... What happened? The team really just... There was no connections with passes. There was no rushing into the zones. We were getting... Every time we had the puck, you would see the Blues put a 2-on-1 on the man. And it's sad because we would see it in our zone where there would be one guy behind the net and we would have a 4-on-1 versus them. And the Blues would still get the puck. Why? Because it really wasn't a 4-on-1. What I'm really talking about here is that it was a 1v1 with three guys watching and waiting. That's unacceptable. The theme of today's game for the Islanders was watch and wait. And I have no idea why. We should be going up there. We should be hard on those pucks. I'm trying to think of the right words. We should go up there hard on those pucks. Every time you see that puck and you see the man, that is your puck. I don't care what position you play. You need to get on there. And it's funny because every time we were in our zone and I saw Johnny Boychuk do his goddamn job, he would go to his man, put some body into it, and we'd get the goddamn puck. How many times do we just need to do that? We just need to not be pussies and get our bodies on the puck. Johnny Boychuk is not afraid to do that, and every single time we were able to do that, we were able to grab the puck. And you know what? The Blues were able to do that. The Blues were able to do 2-on-1s every single time. It looked like there were 10 freaking St. Louis Blues on the ice versus us. Because every time we were in their zone, it was a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1. And because the other players on our team were sitting back. How many times on the power play, I get keeping formation, but how many times on the PK, on the power play for the Blues and the PK for us, did we just stand back and give them room? Don't give them room. If you're in the front or you're on the side and your man's got the puck, rush him. Make him make a mistake. You need to make them make a mistake on the power play. That's the only way it's going to happen. And then we're surprised that they score on the power play. Well, when you give them room and time to think, guess what's going to happen? This is not a team you just let them think and have the puck and have all the time in the world with. This is a team you need to cut off their chances, limit their options, and you'll get the puck back. I don't get why that was so hard for us tonight. You need to just not think, go towards the puck, that's your man, cut off the angle, make them make a mistake. They did it to us, and guess how many goddamn mistakes we made? A lot. To the point where the Blues were just dominating this game. My brother said he was listening on the radio to the game, and he thought something was wrong because the Blues always had the puck. It was really saddening today to watch this team always give the puck up. How many times did the Islanders finally gain possession and then give it right back? We weren't keeping our heads up. We weren't looking for options. We were just tired, trying to get it out of the zone. We would hit it up the ice, right back to their defensemen, or right back to their forwards. We would finally get that reprieve, try to change lines, and then you pass it right back to the goddamn other team. No! That is not hockey! We were getting demolished out there. We were so lucky that Thomas Greiss was standing on his goddamn head for us, and that we had two defensemen who were at least good enough and competent enough to know what the hell they were doing. Scotty Mayfield and Johnny Boychuk, thank thee Jesus. If you want to talk about an unsung hero today, Johnny Boychuk was the unsung hero today. He is the reason we won. He is majorly part of the reason we won this game. If Johnny Boychuk didn't play as he did, we wouldn't have won at all. If you seriously, the way he played for the team throughout the entire 3 periods is a major reason we won this game. He was always on his man, always on the puck, getting it out of the zone, getting it up into the opposing zone. He was the major man for that and one of a major essence of the defense. My God, thank God for Johnny, especially since how many times, I'd see Pellick back there, and there's a guy waiting on the blue line behind Pellick, where if they got a pass to him, it was a free breakaway. Pick up your head. Pick up your head. How many times back in the defensive zone, when we finally got the possession of the puck and they were doing a change, did they try to put it up the side? They tried to put it back where the puck came from. If they just turned their heads to the left, they would see they had 90% of ice space over there and 3 guys they could have passed it to. If our guys just were able to take a second, breathe, and look, we could have had so many more chances offensively. But we were panicking, we were hitting it right back into them, right back where the puck came from. No! Just no! How many times if we just gave them less room and opened up more room for us, maybe breathe a little bit, take it back in the defensive zone. But you know what? I'll give it to the Blues. They were hard in our defensive zone. They were man to man all the time. How many times the Blues were just man to man? They never left a player open. They never left one of our players open. They barely did. And that's something the Islanders did 100% of the time. We always had one of their players open. They found them. Goals happened. We just can't give that room and space. Going back to Johnny Boychuk, we would not have tied that game without Johnny Boychuk saving that puck at the blue line. Because if you look at the play, Johnny Boychuk saves that puck at the blue line, diving play to pass it forward, gets to Varzy, and that goal happens. That's amazing to me. Johnny Boychuk, man. I need his sweater. Because Johnny Boychuk made that game happen. He should have got a star in my opinion because he was absolutely insane. You want to talk, and you know what? God bless him, and because the offense was terrible today. Offensive was just terrible. And I'm not even blaming one person. It was everyone. Absolutely everyone. The hesitation on shots, just not being able to communicate and put a driving force up into their zone was pathetic. 3 shots in the second period? 3? Are you serious? That's not acceptable. That was a horrible second period. And you know what? Usually our third periods are absolute ass. So by the end of the second, I went, we're done. We're cooked. This is going to end it. When the Blues scored their second goal, I really thought it was a nail in the coffin. Because this team, if you know the Islanders, they're not a team that comes back. So I kind of resigned to the fact already that we were toast. And then, you know what? Kunackle on the first line. I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know why they thought that was going to work. I'm not the coach. I'm not the awesome Eggman. But I don't know why they thought that was going to work. It definitely was a blending of the lines, but For some reason, we needed a pick-me-up. Brock Nelson's goal through the 5-hole just was that pick-me-up we needed. And it got the crowd back into it. And obviously, it got the team back into it. Like, seriously, I you can ask my mom, you can ask my friend. When we scored that first goal, when Brock Nelson scored that first goal, I looked up and I went, "We scored?" Because I had resigned to myself to the point where I was sitting in the chair like this. Like, I was just sitting and watching the Islanders go up the ice, and I went, "No, they're not gonna score." And then we'd miss the net, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's a shame." Like, literally, I had resigned myself to that point where I already just gave up. But because I was like, so when Nelson came up, I was like, nothing's gonna happen. And then I saw the puck in the back of the net, and I was like, what? I didn't even get up and I didn't even register it at first because the Islanders were so bad at scoring. I didn't even register it went in at first. I saw the puck in the back of the net, and I went, wait, what? Oh, we scored? And I was like, okay. And even my friend Dippy, who I think has more energy than I do, goes, well, at least it's not a shutout. That's all we were happy about. We're like, okay, at least it's not a shutout. Kick ass. Definitely got me back into the game, where I was watching the game much more intently. I was getting excited. God, 26.5 seconds left in that game. We tie the game up. When I tell you that, it sounded like we won the cup in there. It sounded like we won the goddamn cup. My friend and I hugged each other and were jumping up and down. Like, because I don't know if you guys know, but the Islanders don't do that. We don't do that. We don't tie the game with seconds left. We don't come back. My grandma was like, I still believe, because she was talking to me about, she was like, I still believed in this team because if you want to know something, she goes, people left before Bossy scored his 50 and 50 because we were losing. The Islanders were losing that game. Bossy then scored his 50 and 50, and then Trache won the game. And we came back and won that game. She goes, it happened then, and it's happening again now. And so I thought that was really exciting. And you all know freaking Bossy's 50 and 50. If you're an Islanders fan, you know his 50 goals in 50 games. And we ended up winning that game even though we were losing. She said Trache put in the winning goal, and she was there, and she was so glad she did not leave. That is why I will never leave a game early, no matter how bad this team is doing. Never leave a game early, guys. Never. Because something like today can absolutely happen. And I'm not going to put anything, you know what? I live for these games. You know what? I thought we were going to win an OT. I'm going to be honest with you. I really thought we were going to win an OT because our OT is really good. Really good. Our OT is absolutely amazing. But how did anyone leave the Bossy game? Because we were losing and everyone thought it was over. But our OT is insane. I knew we were gonna win at that point. We had the momentum. The players wanted it. They wanted it, and you saw it on their faces. If you saw Barzy's face after he scored that second goal, you could see he wanted it. His pass to Devon Taves, gorgeous goal. Just to watch the guy so excited after that game. Those are the games I live for. Those are the games I breathe. Because they're unexpected. And they're those comeback wins, that mean just so much. But here's the thing. It was only 6 minutes it took us just to wake up. I feel like that needs to happen much, much earlier in the game. We slept for 2.5 periods. More than 2.5 periods, we slept on that ice. And you know what? I was like, you know what? Islander matinee games are the kryptonite, and I was expecting a loss. But 6 minutes, that's all it took. Efficiency is goddamn key. Efficiency is key. But it worked. 6 minutes is all it took. Why can't we have that same fire and drive the entire game? I seriously want Barry Trotz to sit down with him. Just look at this game, especially the second period. Pause the TV and go, look at you guys. This is not acceptable. And go, please, we need to fix this. It was a mishmash today. Oliver Wahlstrom at least had a good game. Johnny Boychuk had a great game. Scott Mayfield had a great game. Why am I not saying the players who scored today? Because they did not have good games. They did not. If you want to talk about good games, that means they put an effort the whole entire 3 periods to me. Not 6 minutes. Yeah, you want to talk about who did good in 6 minutes and who woke up? Then we can talk Andersley, Devon Taves, Matt Barzell. And, oh yeah, obviously, you want to talk about a great game? You know what? He needs more goddamn credit. Thomas freaking Grice. Thomas Grice had a spectacular game. And I'm going to go with the Al Arbor rule on this. The Al Arbor rule. You give a goalie 2 goals. After the second goal, then they're not having a great game. But you let them have 2 goals. And there you blame the defense. So if you want to talk about that 2-goal rule, Thomas Grice had his 2-goal rule. And especially since he was playing like for crazy today. And you know what? Who took shots? Johnny freaking Boychuk. You want to talk about something that was weird today? You want to talk about a weird-ass play today? I want to know what you guys thought of this, because I was literally like, what the actual hell is going on? So Johnny Boychuk, you know he's a fighter. You know he's so kick-ass. So Johnny Boychuk, back in the zone, was fighting with a player, and his stick got caught in the boards. So Johnny, obviously, of course, drops it, goes in front of the net, makes a great play. He throws his body in front of the puck, saves the puck. He blocks the shot with his body because Johnny Boychuk is fucking dope, and he's that kind of guy. After he blocks the shot, he stumbles a little bit getting up, and he was going to the bench, but the Blues were coming back into our zone, so Johnny Boychuk backs up back into the zone. And not one single player gave Johnny Boychuk his stick. It is hockey 101 that if your defender is missing his stick, if it's broken, if it got caught somewhere, that one of the forwards gives the defense their stick. Whether it be a righty or a lefty, as long as they have a stick. And not one player on the offense gave their stick to Johnny Boychuk. And he was out there for a long time because the Blues kept crashing the zone. What the hell? Our team knows better than that. I've seen our team do it multiple times. Why was no one there to give Johnny a stick? We were back in the zone. There was plenty of guys who crossed paths with him, and not one of them gave them their sticks to Johnny Boychuk on the back end there. I'm really telling you, it's hockey 101 that you give the defender your stick if they are missing theirs. Did anyone else see that? That was bothersome to me. We are better than that. Absolutely better than that. How many times during this game did I just go, what the actual hell? I don't know. We were just discombobulated the whole entire game. The whole entire game. Wahlstrom tried, but Johnny wasn't looking in his direction. And you know what? I'll give it to Wahlstrom. It's his first game. He's a rookie. But still, he should know. No, I don't care if Johnny Boychuk's not looking in his direction. Take the stick, butt it into his side. Let him know. Stick here. Stick is here. Stick is ready. Take it. You need to let him know. You can't just go, oh, he didn't look, so I'm not going to give him my stick. Not acceptable. Just because he didn't look at you doesn't mean he doesn't deserve a stick. He needs to go over there and let him know, I have a stick for you. Yell at him. Say, Johnny, I got you. Johnny, look! He's got to talk. They got to communicate. There was obviously on the ice no communication there today because I didn't hear anything. Oh, but yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that happened today. It shouldn't have happened. I don't know what the actual hell. Okay. But yeah, so that was my takeaway from today's game. It was just weird. That was just weird. The final, the everything. I don't know why. I just can't believe those last 6 minutes happened. But I'm just so glad I was able to see it and say my team did that. But from what I was talking about with the first and second periods, there was a lot of that going on in the Panthers game and the Carolina Hurricanes game. My God, was there way too much of that. How many times am I going to watch this team get possession of the puck and then pass it right back to the other team? How many times are we going to allow that to happen? That should not happen at all. When you gain possession, it needs to go back to your own team. Or at least dump it in the zone for a change. How many times do we dump it in the zone and give it right back to them? That's not a dump. That's a pass back to the other team. But yeah. So yeah, that's my Islanders rant. If we're going to talk about other teams around the league. The New Jersey Devils. We're winning 4-1 today. We're winning 4-1. We're as in past tense. Because what was I was sitting there on my phone during a commercial break, and I got the NHL notification. Panthers 6-4. I lost my hat. The Devils are winless. The Devils had it all. They had the offseason. They have the players. First round, first pick, Jack Hughes. And Jack Hughes hits both posts today. I don't know if you guys saw that. Jack Hughes hit both posts today at the game. Oh my God. What is going on with the Devils? What is going on? They have it. They have the game and then they just deteriorate. And you can't blame this all on Schneider. You can't. When you have a team that comes back and scores 5 goals, that's not Schneider. That's every single person on that team. Oh, dear God. How does that insanely happen? Oh my God, it went to Connolly. Connolly gets 2. Is that Uyghur? Uyghur. Oh my God. Achari. Dadanov. Like, God damn. Oh man, like, I feel really bad for the Devils. I honestly do. I honestly feel horrible for the Devils. I really do. Oh, I can't believe they still have not won a game. Honestly. All right, we're going to go into some other games though. We won in OT versus the Blues. I'm going to give you basically the what's happening right now, who's winning, who's losing. The Bruins are still on their tirade of being amazing when they won 4-2 against the Ducks. I mean, yes, it is the Anaheim Ducks, but the Boston Bruins are still winning. The Buffalo Sabres today won 4-0 versus the Stars. Olofsson, Reinhart, Johansson, and Skinner with the goals. Absolutely just killing it versus the Dallas Stars today. I really thought it would have been more of a contest, but showing what's up. The Avalanche beat the Capitals today, with less shots than the Capitals. The Capitals had 32 shots on goal. The Avalanche had 25, and they won 6-3. My goodness. The Avalanche definitely deserve the win today. I'm definitely going to be looking over that game soon, but oof, Caps. I thought the Caps were going to win that, and I'm not even going to lie about it. So to see the Avalanche come and kick some ass, I'll take it. Right now, in the third period, with 13:28 to go, the Oilers are losing 2-0 to the Chicago Blackhawks. So that ends. The Chicago Blackhawks just got a power play. So it's not looking good for the Oilers right now. To be honest, I thought the Oilers would beat the Chicago Blackhawks, but who knows? Anything can happen. It was 2-0 Blues at this time versus the Islanders. So who knows? The Oilers may have a good 6 minutes too. And then with the last game today, it was the Wild versus the Ottawa Senators. I mean, come on, guys. Who do you think won? Who the hell do you think won between the Wild and Senators? Please, take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. Aw, bad puns. Bad puns for you guys. Take a wild guess. But yes, it was the Minnesota Wild. 2-0 today versus the Ottawa Senators. They had more shots on goal with 35. It was Rask and Parise. I always screw up his name. Parise. I'm going to call him Parise. I always screw up name, guys. You guys know this. I always screw up names. But that's your stats for today. Tomorrow it's going to be the Minnesota Wild versus the Maple Leafs, the Lightning versus the Canadiens, the Coyotes versus the Jets, the Flyers versus the Flames, and the Red Wings versus the Canucks, Predators versus Golden Knights, and Hurricanes versus the Kings. So that's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of games to keep up with. Going to be changing channels a lot. Hopefully, I can keep up. But yeah. That's going to be your games for tomorrow. I still can't believe today happened, guys. I still can't believe today happened. What the actual hell? What the actual hell? But, guys, I basically did my spiel for today. I'm going to have a guest coming on the show really fast. He was a Toronto fan. And he's kick-ass. He's a great Toronto fan. He came down to New York. He watched the Rangers game versus the Edmonton Oilers, and he also saw the Islanders game versus the Florida Panthers. So I'm really excited to talk to him to gauge an outsider's perspective into New York hockey. So I'm going to get this set up right now. But yeah, I'm going to get this set up right now so we can talk to him. But how you guys doing? You guys looking gorgeous? I think so. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. We're going to get that FaceTime audio up. Alright, hopefully you can get this going. Good Leafs fan, does that exist? Yes, it exists. Don't be like that. Hello, Jordan.
Kimmy, what's up?
All right, Jordan, you're on the podcast right now.
Awesome, glad to be back. Thanks for having me back on.
Can you guys hear him? I want to make sure everything is good. I have it blasting all the way, so okay, yes. Jordan, the other Jordan says yes. But I'm going to ask you, Jordan, to speak loud and proud. All right, so I feel horrible because I was not able to see you here in New York.
Hey, you know what? It's all good. I mean, honestly, I got to meet your Islanders family because of you. Even though you weren't there, you made it all possible.
I know. I was really excited about that because I know Booster Club, Gary and Claire, and I know my grandparents and everyone would make you feel welcome. So I'm glad they did.
Absolutely, even though it's technically enemy and behind, enemy lines, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But how was your stay in New York? How was everything? Let's go non-hockey related. How was New York?
New York was great. think it's my third time in 8 months coming down. What can I say? I love the city. I actually might be back again in January.
All right, that sounds good. I'll be on break hopefully, so I'll see you there. But let's talk about you went to the Rangers game versus the Edmonton Oilers. How was that at MSG?
It was good. I mean, you obviously know Kako scored his first goal. Soft set of hands on that kid. And then that was basically the only highlight for the Rangers that whole night. I know you're happy and everyone else who's an Islanders fan was happy about that.
Yeah, they lost 4-1 that game.
Yep. And I mean, obviously, you know I'm a Canadian and I cannot stand the Oilers at all. So I was kind of, my rule of thumb, if I'm seeing a neutral game, I want the home team to win. And when I saw Jersey, they lost. When I saw the Rangers, they lost. I was hoping it was not going to happen with the Islanders. Thankfully, it didn't.
Yeah, thank God. But do you hear that, guys? Neutral fan. It's not Ranger fans who wear Oilers jerseys and come and root against the Islanders. I just want to have that out there. I just want to talk about that. So, MSG, how was the crowd? How was the atmosphere, at least?
Oh, I almost felt at home, like Scotiabank Arena. It was quiet.
I mean, it could have been because it was a losing game.
That is a fair point. I did like the arena, though. It was my first time at MSG. I thought it was really nice.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is.
But obviously, nothing beats an old style venue like the Barn. That's for sure.
We'll get to that in a second. But How was the atmosphere when Kako scored? I mean, that's got to be insane.
Yeah, it was actually really loud, and then obviously they announced his first career goal. Like the place erupted, and I think that was the most noise that was made the entire night. Or should I say the day? It was a 1 o'clock game.
I mean, you know who else loves the city?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a very nice city.
Oh yeah.
So I know Kako was loving that. So you went to a losing game earlier that day, and then you come down to the Barn where we almost give up the goddamn game. But how was the Barn? How was the experience with that?
Well, obviously, since I wasn't there watching my team, Toronto, play, it was nice to actually soak in the atmosphere on the other side and get way into the game. I thought Varley played well. There might have been one goal he was screened on that, I mean, it went in a little too easy. I thought he could have stopped it, but, I mean, I thought the team played well. Absolutely loved the Johnston tilt, though. That was fun. You never see fights anymore.
Oh, yeah. We love our Johnston, I'll tell you that. I saw that on my phone. I was like, hell yeah.
He did a great job. I forgot the guy he fought, but he got the better of him.
Oh, yeah, I forget his name, too, because it's non-sequential, because he got his ass kicked.
I don't know who the hell this guy is. Maybe I'll even just look up the box score real quick.
But yeah, so that was definitely fun. What did you think of the chants? I know we had a lot of chants that night, including a Rangers one.
Yeah, that never fails to amaze me.
Josh Brown was his name. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I never heard of the guy.
No, either have I.
No, I really love the fact that Bailey scored. I think your brother said to me it was his first time wearing that jersey and he scored.
Yes, it was.
Oh God, that was awesome! And hearing that Bailey chant, just loved it. I wish I actually recorded that.
Yeah, my brother lost a bet during the playoffs. He said if Bailey can get a legitimate just shot like in goal on net, he will buy a Bailey jersey. And then guess what? So he lost his bet. He bought a Bailey jersey. That was the first time he was ever wearing it, and Josh Bailey scored. He's gotta wear it to every game now. Yeah, no, trust me.
Bailey's gonna score like 50 goals now.
Well, he didn't. He sucked today. That's the thing with Josh Bailey is inconsistency.
Yeah, I remember watching him in junior when he played for the Spitfires. Great player, but he would run hot and cold a little bit at times.
He does. He still does. Yeah, he still does.
Yeah. Oh God, that was over 10 years ago.
But hey, I love that you got the passion for hockey, and you're coming out of Toronto to our little place, especially since it's technically enemy territory. I don't know how I would do wearing an Islanders jersey in Toronto.
You would honestly be fine.
Okay, that's good to hear at least.
Trust me, we don't really give any fans a hard time. At least with me, just mind your own business, cheer loud, cheer proud, be respectful. That's just my tips for an opposing fan at an opposing team arena.
I wish more fans were like that. If anything, today the Blues fans that were around us were nice and respectful.
That's good.
Absolutely.
I honestly wish I could say the same thing about my fan base. Don't get me wrong, we have some good ones, but there's a lot of one. Like, there's a reason why I try to keep myself away from other Leaf fans.
That's really honestly sad. But yeah,
it's a select few.
With the good comes the bad, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we all have those.
We all have them, but today at my arena, at least the fans that were around me and who I ran into were nice, respectful. It was, I had a father and daughter sitting in front of me. I kept my mouth shut, no dirty words.
I'm shocked.
Even when they were sucking ass, I was like, "You sons of I was like, but no, yeah, I kept my mouth shut. He cheered when his team did well, and it was weird because he got up and left right. As he got up, we scored.
He should have stayed there.
Well, obviously not. I mean, he kind of lost, but he was nice and respectful the entire game, which is not the same for other fans who were there, but mostly the other fans of teams who were at the barn to cheer for the other team were Ranger fans just wearing the opposite jersey.
Oh my god. Honestly, people like that, they're closet Islanders fans. Let's be honest here.
I guess. I mean, they love going to our barn just to root against us.
Yeah, they're paying money to support your arena.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Exactly.
But I just wish they weren't such,
Maybe it was a good thing my friend didn't come with me to the game on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Because, like I said to you earlier, he had that job that popped up that he couldn't miss. He was going to bring a custom Pop Band Sucks jersey, and I said, dude, do you want to be alive after tonight?
Literally. That is not the thing to wear. If anything, we just kind of laugh because of how old that is.
God, it's way before my time. What was it, over 30, 40 years now?
It's really sad because, you have these kids chanting, and I'm like, do you even know who Pop Van is? Jesus, we had that at a game where my mom was getting into it with a Rangers fan, and it was teenagers around my age, and my mom literally yelled at them, do you know who Pot Van is? Do you even know what happened to make that chant? She was going off. I was like, damn.
I bet they were caught dead. They were caught dead in their tracks, probably. No.
It's ridiculous. The Islanders and Rangers sometimes are ridiculous, but sometimes it's good, and we just laugh in the end.
It just makes the rivalry fun, that's for sure.
And it's so funny. I texted my friend. You know what? When I went down to New Jersey and I saw the game at the Prudential Center, if anything, I made a friend by chirping them. Because we were just having fun. It wasn't serious. You can tell when chirping's serious and when it's just for fun.
Yeah.
I was kind of his friend. My friend's name is Neil. He's a great New Jersey Devils fan. And literally, we were just going back and forth. No, my power play sucks. No, my power play sucks more. We were betting each other which team was worse.
I had a similar experience when I was at Nassau when Toronto was playing you guys. I'm just kind of going back and forth with your fans, like the fun kind of chirps. We were just laughing all night.
That's how it should be.
Exactly.
That's absolutely how it should be.
Even the guy that got mad at me when Tavares scored and I was cheering extra loud for him, we shook hands after the game and just laughed it off. Hey, man, you're passionate. I love it. And we thought we had a good time.
That's exactly. You're allowed to cheer when your team scores and does well.
Exactly.
It's so stupid. Why can't you cheer for your own team? That's why. But at least you're not there in a freaking other jersey. It's just annoying, especially a rival jersey.
Especially when they have nothing to do with the game.
And that happened to me at the playoffs when we were versing the Penguins. A guy was there in a Penguins jersey, and we were just kind of chirping each other all night, having fun. Obviously, the Islanders won in OT that game. I turned around and I shook his hand. I went, "Good game, bud."
That's how it should be. I really like it. Get way into it during the game, and then when it's done, just shake off. Great game. I love it when things end like that.
That's how good fans happen.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm gonna get into it now. Oh my god, that did not come out right. Between MSG and the barn, if you could only choose one place to go, where would you go?
I'm gonna divide it into two sectors here. If I was gonna say for the modern technology, modern stuff, I would say MSG. But
Okay.
I'm a guy who is strictly a guy who likes environments and atmosphere. It's the barn by a long shot for me.
You heard it here, folks. The Toronto Maple Leafs fan just said he likes the barn.
It reminds me of the Joe Louis Arena, just really loud.
Okay, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, no, that we love it too. And you know what is exciting is that we're going to have that same infrastructure in Belmont, and then we're going to add the modern technology to it.
That's awesome, because the one thing I was afraid of, I mean, obviously it's great that you guys have the new arena coming up, but the one thing I was afraid of, this might be, corporate atmosphere. I'm glad to hear it's not. I mean, Gary told me the same thing as well.
Yeah, no, they're structuring the new Belmont Arena like the low ceiling Coliseum.
Awesome.
Which we were all nervous about. We were like, if we're going to have this new arena, it better be done goddamn right.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's being done right. Well, and that's a good thing.
God, our owner is insane. Like, even today, after we won that game, oh my god, in OT, I looked up in the owner's box, and John Ledecky was going insane. And he's an owner who's so passionate. He's such a passionate owner. Like, my mom went, oh my god, look at Ledecky. Ledecky was like, ah! He was fantastic.
I've heard a bunch of stories from Gary and his wife about Ledecky. He just sounds like an awesome owner to have. I think you guys are finally going in the right direction with the ownership now.
You guys hear his Canadian accent? Finally going in the right direction, eh?
I don't mean to disappoint the rest of the crowd. If you want to hear a boot guy or buddy, go to Newfoundland, Ontario.
I know, but you have it slightly, and it's fun.
Slightly, but I only live 2 hours from the United States, so we're basically the United States part of Ontario.
No, you're pretty good. You're pretty solid, but sometimes it peeks through. Sometimes it's
just like with yours as well. I love it.
Yeah, like sometimes my New Yorker accent comes through just a little bit. Like it's especially bad. Like sometimes I'm at work and it just pops out. Like I'll be like, "That's too fitty." I'm like, "Wait a minute." But yeah, sometimes it comes out. Oh yeah, and one of the people in the chat goes, "Happy Canadian Thanksgiving."
Thank you. We're kind of weird like that. I usually associate Thanksgiving with football, and the Patriots aren't obviously playing right now. Who did we play? I think we played the Giants the last time, and I trolled all the Jersey fans that had Giants hats on because I was wearing my New England Patriots hat.
Good for you. Good for you. I'm a Giants fan, so I hate you, but I love you at the same time.
Sorry about Thursday.
Thursday?
We played you guys Thursday.
Don't. Let's not talk about that.
Well, we play the Jets next week, so
the only thing that gives me hope is the Islanders.
Fair enough. I'm in Toronto. Honestly, the only hope for that city is the Toronto Raptors, and I am not a Raptors fan, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, I'm not basketball either, so I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going to count the Toronto Argonauts in the fake football league, the Canadian Football League.
All right, let's jump back into hockey here a bit, since this is a hockey podcast. I'm glad everyone. Yeah, you got the ring, right? You have your commemorative ring from Saturday.
Oh yeah, I love the amount of detail that went into it. It feels authentic.
Thank you. Like for people who don't have it, they don't really understand. Like, but it really has weight to it.
Well, and when my dad picked me up earlier from the train station when I landed back in Toronto, he wore it. He's like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!"
It's a nice ring.
Yeah,
it's pretty detailed. It's damn close to the originals.
The only person that could probably tell it's not real is an actual, person that works in a jewelry store.
Yeah, literally. Like I have my bag right here. This thing is gorgeous, guys.
I'm glad you got
the fact that it even came in these bags. Like it came in a gorgeous bag. 40th anniversary replica ring. Like, goddamn.
That's definitely being displayed in my room. Even though I'm a Leafs fan, that's being displayed in my room.
Look at that on camera. My God. Like, it's so big. I need all 4 of them. Hopefully they do it every year coming up for the 40th anniversary of 80, 81, 82, 83. So I can be
That'd be awesome.
So I can be strutting it. But, oh my God. Like, this is straight. Like, they really put in amazing effort into these rings for the fans.
I was pleasantly surprised, so it was nice to...
I really thought it was going to be cheap plastic. I mean, mostly it is when you get shit from the organization. Yeah, it says size 11s.
It even fits me.
It's going to fit everyone, hopefully, unless you're terribly obese.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
I mean,
someone said I'll turn into Thanos with all my rings.
Yeah, like I said, I'll keep that ring's obviously staying in display in my room because obviously as a Leaf fan, there hasn't been a ring since '67.
Sending the hearts and the love. I mean, we can't. I can't be one to talk much. We haven't had a ring since '83.
Hey, it's better than '67. Let's just say that.
It's very true. It's very true. I mean, I want a cup so bad. My mom's like at my age. She's like, "Oh, I saw the cups at your age." I'm like, "Thanks."
Yeah, I feel your pain. My dad's the same way.
But I like someone's like making fun of obese people. No, I'm just telling straight up facts. Like, unless you're really obese and you have really fat fingers, it's not gonna fit. But it just sucks because my parents and my grandparents were able to experience the cups, and you just as a fan want that experience, especially while you're young and you can really celebrate.
The Islanders, I find, have a very solid core of younger prospects, and I mean their team now is good. I think eventually down the road it's going to happen for you guys. Well, actually, when I was at the game, my junior team, the London Knights, were playing the Saginaw Spirit. They have 3 Islanders prospects on that team, and they all scored in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Koski, Jenkins, and Wild, they all scored against London in that
Wild. Game. Sorry, I like Wild.
Great first name, too.
You like Bodie Wild?
Bodie Wild usually scores against London. Same with Blade Jenkins. So
Bodie Wild, if he can really pick up, he's going to be a great person on this team. Mason Jobst as well.
Yep.
It was funny because Mason's father followed me on Twitter. I was like, oh, that made me really happy.
Getting to know you early, that's for sure, before his son makes a team.
Oh, God, this is the weird fan I heard about. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, I'd like to get your take on this since you're a really knowledgeable fan. I feel like you know your stuff.
I hope I
do. I definitely want to trade Josh Ho-Sang.
Okay.
If we were to trade him for because I know the Penguins we heard were interested in him. Like, the best I could see is getting another prospect, unless we throw in a pick. But I don't want to throw in a major pick to with Josh Ho-Sang. But
no,
it's kind of like we need an offense. We need offense.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't turn into a Niederreiter for Clutterbuck deal.
Don't get me started. Oh, the Niederreiter deal. Oh, we miss you, Nino. But you know what? I still love Cal Clutterbuck, even though we lost out on Nino Niederreiter. He's still, to me, a great addition to the team.
He is. It's not like you guys just got like 1 year Clutterbuck and then you just fizzled out and did nothing.
Exactly.
The team is good. Like, you guys may not got the best value for him, but he's still a solid contributing player on your team.
He creates E equals MC squared. He's always putting his body out there, always giving like that E equals MC squared line always gives 100%.
Yep. Speaking of Niederreiter, not Niederreiter, Clutterbuck. When I was at the game, I saw an Oshawa Generals jersey in the crowd with Clutterbuck's name on it. That's going back.
Damn.
Way back. Yep.
That's pretty neat though. I like when people have like their like AHL jerseys or something like to that effect. Like it's really, or like even their juniors jerseys. Like it's really cool to see.
The amount of Seattle Thunderbirds jerseys I saw as well with Barzey's name on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of I saw it at the game today. A lot of people have the Seattle Thunderbirds jerseys of Barzey's name.
Very nice.
I think maybe because they're just a little bit easier to get now. People selling them online and things like that. But yeah, they're definitely nice pickups.
Oh, they are. I usually like to wear junior jerseys of players I've seen. I think I have a game-worn Oli Mata London Knights jersey.
Oli Mata.
Yep.
Nice.
And he actually dated my cousin briefly as well, so that's how I got to like him even more.
What the hell?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Well, that's when he played in London, and that's when my cousin used to live here too. But anyways,
did you get to meet him?
Oh, plenty of times. He still remembers who I am.
What the hell?
So, back to the hockey topic, actually. When he was with Pittsburgh and they played Toronto, I'd always wear his jersey. And I'd still be cheering for Toronto, though. But I got to support Oli. Really loved him in his 2 years with London.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really good. That's really great to hear. That's something cool. I'm going to, that's what I feel like I'm going to do when I go to Chicago is I'm going to be wearing my Islanders Leonard jersey and just absolutely have some people go, what?
Hey, not at all. You're supporting your favorite player. I was actually debating on bringing my Leafs Komarov jersey to the game Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah, I'm literally, when I go to Chicago for warm-up, before warm-ups, I'm literally going to be on the Senators' side. Because I have to be there to support Robin.
Absolutely. That's a lot to your guys' organization.
Even if we lose against him, I won't even mind.
No, and you want to see your favorite player do well. Even if they're not in your team, you want to see them have success.
Absolutely. I don't wish anything against Robin Leonard. I wish him all the best. I wish him success. I mean, sadly, he didn't win his game the other night, but...
didn't help me in my pool. I have him as one of my goalies.
But I'm still one of his biggest fans.
That's good.
Always.
And he meant a lot to your guys' team.
He still watches our games. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Robin Leonard the other night when we were versing the Florida Panthers, when you guys were there watching the Florida Panthers versus Islanders, Robin Leonard tweeted on Twitter, "Yo, that Johnny Boychuk Selly." He's like that Johnny Boychuk Selly was outstanding. I was like, oh my god, he's watching the game. I was like,
you never really see that with players under contract with other teams. I mean, they probably do, but they never openly say they do.
I mean, he still has an Islanders tribute in his pads.
Is it the little orange and blue?
Blue stripes. He has little orange and blue stripes in his pads.
Nice little subtle tribute. I like it.
He's always an Islander, man. He's always going to be an Islander.
Yeah.
God, that just makes me really upset and really happy at the same time. Because he's always gonna love his team, always gonna be an Islander, but he he has to be where he has to be. And he said at the end of playoffs, he's like, "There's no promises made, and it is a business. I don't know what's gonna happen." And it happened. What happened. But he's still loving this and misses this team, and it's just like slam fist.
I have a feeling he might come back eventually down the road. Not this year, obviously, but maybe a few years. He might be back.
Maybe. I don't know. It depends. What's going to happen with Sorokin, what's happening with Grice, what's happening with Varley. It's all up in the air. It's kind of weird because I feel like we have more goaltenders than ever before.
Not a bad thing.
Nope, absolutely not. Not saying it's a bad thing, obviously. But,
I mean,
yeah.
You could be like Philadelphia last year, use 8 goalies in a season.
That was mad funny.
It was.
I feel bad for the Flyers last year. They had so many injuries.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine this year with their Carter Hart.
No, yeah, they will be. In my opinion, they've been doing well in the 3 games they played.
Yep.
So I wish I would obviously, and Jillian Fisher. That's Jillian Fisher's team. I wish them the best.
Same here. Nothing against Philly.
I just wish they weren't in our division. Then I'd like them more.
Toughest division in hockey is probably your guys's.
It is.
I mean, the Atlantic could be next, but I think most of the...
It's definitely the East. It's definitely the East, Metropolitan Atlantic. Then you go to the West, it's Central Pacific.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But that's the time here. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us. Jordan Addy, everybody, Toronto Maple Leafs fan, and awesome just fan in general.
Kimmy, thanks again for having me. Hope to be back soon.
Yeah, I'll speak to you soon, man.
Hey, have yourself a great night, all right? Take care to everyone listening as well. Take care, guys.
Take care, man.
Bye.
All right, guys, that was your Natty. Thank you so much to him for joining on the show and basically talking about his experience in New York, watching the games and just being a great fan in general. And you heard it straight from the horse's mouth, Toronto Maple Leafs fan enjoyed an Islanders game. Yes, it is not fake. Can we just bring in Puljujärvi for Hosang? That'd be pretty lit. I'd take that. Puljujärvi would cost Wallstrom. I don't think so. He is a great guy. He's a fantastic guy and a great fan. And yeah, that's basically my time for the podcast. I want to thank you guys so much for dropping in. As to remind you guys, my weekly prediction was what we're gonna win both games coming up. The first versus, oh my god, someone help me. The first versus, I believe, the Winnipeg Jets. Yes, the first is versus the Winnipeg Jets. The second versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. Both are away. Yes, both are away. And hopefully we don't hear too much of that goddamn cannon and that we can still go around the Jets' non-existent defense. But I want to thank you guys for staying with me for the hour. I will see you next week. Hopefully more Islanders wins coming at you. I hope you all guys take it easy, have a great day, and enjoy this Islanders win today because it's looking for amazing. Have a great day, guys. I want right now to end the podcast as we always do. Put in the chat, flood the chat with let's go Islanders, let's go Rangers, let's go Buffalo, let's go whatever team you love. Light it up in the chat. Put your team in the chat. Say, let's go, whatever your team is, because we just spread the hockey love here. That is all this is about. This is all my podcast is about. Let's spread the hockey love. So, guys, ready? I'm loving it. Play like a New Yorker. No. JK. We got the hashtags in here. Let's go. Beat the Jets for this Wild fan. We will try. But as I end every single podcast, are you guys ready for 3, 2, 1? Let's go Islanders, baby! Win today, win tomorrow. Let's go Islanders. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you soon next Sunday. Hopefully. I should be good for Sunday. I'll see you guys next Sunday.